Okay, so already I have taught you that whenever an object it moves in a fluid, it experiences a resistance force. Okay, so any object, even there is no object also, still due to the internal friction between the molecules, due to internal friction between the molecules within the fluid itself, there should be some resistance, even there is no object present there, because we are not living in a practical world. I mean, we are living in a practical world, and all the liquids are not ideal liquid. Even you buy kerosene, you cannot agree in this century, you cannot agree the kerosene is a pure kerosene or they have added some water or some other thing. You buy petrol now, 80 rupees for 1 liter of petrol. You cannot guarantee that petrol is a pure petrol. Some type of malpractices will do in order to get more money. So we are living in that type of world. So whatever you buy in today's world, whether you drink, either you drink water, either you drink buy milk. So there, everywhere there is some kind of corruption is there. So because of that, we cannot have an ideal fluid in this universe, in this world. Therefore, there's a chances of a resistive force within the fluids as they move. Within the fluids, between the friction between intermolecules, the friction between intermolecular force, there should be some resistive force. Just like in electricity, the same type of a resistive force will be generated in the fluid. And that is what you call for the first mechanical property, viscosity. Okay, so what is viscosity? You understood now. So viscosity is the resistance or resistive force to the inside the fluid or within the fluid, and the viscous force or resistive force which is experienced by any object in the fluid. That also clear? Okay, so before you writing, first you listen. So this, because of this viscosity, the force, what the frictional force that the object experience, like boat, ship, a leaf, a fallen wooden piece, okay, everything in the water, in any fluid, in the water, they experience a viscous force, and we call it as viscous drag. They experience a viscous force. Suppose a boat wanted to move forward direction, this viscosity trying to pull the boat in backwards. Similarly, aeroplane, when aeroplane is trying to move forward, at the same time the air, in the case of the sky, it is the air is applying the viscosity or applying the viscous force. So when aeroplane try to move forward, the air will be pull that aeroplane backward. But due to the pressure and also due to that fuel energy, we overcome that friction and aeroplane fly in the height. That is Newton's third law. For every action, equal and opposite reaction. Okay, so that is what viscosity known as. So we can explain viscosity. Viscosity is a measure of fluid resistance to the flow. So viscosity is a measure of a fluid resistance to flow. So you can write the first sentence. What do you mean by viscosity? Viscosity is a measure of a fluid resistance. Fluid's resistance to flow. Fluid apostrophe S. Viscosity is a measure of a fluid's resistance to flow. And why this viscosity happens? It is because of the internal friction of a moving fluid. Viscosity occurs due to internal friction of a moving fluid. And depending upon the material, depending upon the nature and structure, Every liquid have different viscosities. Every liquid, different liquids have different viscosity. Therefore, there are liquids with a high viscosity, there are liquids with a low viscosity. So the oil, glycerol, paraffin, then mercury, these are high denser liquids. Water is a low denser liquids. Okay, so viscosity is a standard value for every liquid. It fully depends upon its nature and the structure. Okay, so a fluid with a large viscosity resists motion because its molecular makeup gives it a lot of internal friction. Why? High viscosity some fluids, because of their internal friction is more. Similarly, low viscosity fluid have internal friction is very less. So that is what it determines the viscosity. Similarly, gases also have viscosity, but sometimes we may not experience that much because air is very lighter. As we compare to our body weight and the object in surrounding, gas is much lighter. So we may not experience, but aeroplane, birds, everyone, they experience viscosity. So that is the reason the birds are flapping the wings in order to overcome the internal resistance of the air particles. That is why the birds are flapping the wings, so that, yes, someone is telling something. Hello, I heard some sound. No problem. Okay. Yes, so the flapping of the wings, actually what they are doing, they are trying to overcome the friction of the air or viscosity of the air. Similarly, while you swim, you are moving your feet and moving your both hands. Why? You are trying to overcome the viscosity of the water. So that is why swimming. So the people, those who don't know how to overcome that people will sink. So you have to learn to swimming. That's the reason. So the legs and the hands, actually what are you doing? You wanted to move forward, but the water will try to pull you backward. So that is what you are using your both legs and both hands in order to overcome the viscosity. Okay. And this is some symbolic picture. You can see, due to viscosity, there are 5 test tubes are given here. You can see the first test tube, the flow of the liquid, or whether it's a water or whatever it is more. Second one has less. Third ones have little more less. And fourth has by drop, and the fifth one has a no more flow. The reason is that, what will be the reason? Let us take it as A, B, C, D, E. In that, you can tell me which test tube, which liquid in which test tube has more viscosity. Which one? A, B, C, D, E. Because look at the flow of the liquids. By looking at the picture, you should understand in which test tube has more viscosity. So, what is that symbol, no? Which one? A, B, C, D, E. Which one will have more viscosity?
E.
E. It's very clear cut, no? It's a clear cut because you can see there is no flow of fluids at all. So that is how the viscosity varies for various fluids. So same thing only. Okay, now we are now going to study the same picture what I made you to draw. Same picture. So we are going to get an expression for viscosity. How can you measure the viscosity? You can measure the viscosity in terms of some physical quantities. So this is the same picture, you don't have to draw, you have already drawn. But what you have to do means, you have written here BE, there you just write delta X. In the same picture, in your book between B and E, you can take it as delta X. That means from position B, the parallel plate, which we used for describing the laminar flow, has tilted. Tilted means, you remember in mechanical properties of solids. Mechanical properties of solid, we took just one day before, correct? So we have given 3 type of modulus. By looking at the picture, in this case, which is applicable? Is it Young's modulus? Is it bulk modulus or shear modulus is applicable? I am showing the picture. In this case, which modulus may be applicable in the case of fluid? Is it Young's modulus, bulk modulus, or shear modulus? Yes, because modulus, elastic modulus. So liquid also has some elasticity. Not all liquid, some. Okay. What do you think? Is it Young's modulus? I just give you a clue. You have the notebook with you. So Young's modulus means, what does it mean? What changes taking place when external forces is acting? Is it length, volume, or angle? These are the 3 clues. 3 modulus: Young's modulus, bulk modulus, shear modulus. Young's modulus related to length, bulk modulus related to volume, and shear modulus related to angle. In this 3, which is applicable in that? Yes, Punya, you are right. But I am asking others also. What do you think? I have already given you a clue. You can look at the picture carefully and you just compare the clue what I given with this picture and can give me the answer. Yes? Gayatri, what's your idea? Is it Young's modulus or bulk modulus or shear modulus is possible in this case? Anyone can give answer. 1 or 2 has given me in chat box. What about others? Those who have no network issue, you can give me answer. What's your idea? Shall I name you? Shall I call you? You, without calling, you should give me answer. No? Dia, why are you so scared? Huh? All these things what we have learned only, no? I am telling you turn the pages and see. Again, I am telling you, my dear, daily study must if you want to get a continuity in physics class. Okay? 5 periods, 4 periods in a day. And sir, we're going to increase again, I think so. Our target January 30th. Okay. So that's what I'm telling. 5 periods at a stretch, 6 periods at a stretch. There's a continuity from one session to another session. It is not a cut between them. All are related. So daily study must for you to get a track or to connectivity. Just like internet connectivity, you want to get physics connectivity, you should have daily basis study. At last, go through it. Yes, I have so many answers. Very good. Achyut, Gauri, Donna. Some of you are scared to open. I don't know. You are giving me answer in chat box. Even you don't have a audio problem, you are giving me answer in chat box. That's becoming a trend now. Some of you have audio problem, they are giving answer. Now those who don't have audio problem also taking the trend. Okay, all the answers are correct. Yes, it's a shear. There is no doubt about it. You have to speak up, I told you. Gauri, Dia, Gayatri, and you have to speak up, not putting message. Then only you will grow. Okay, yes. Yeah, correct. So here the fluid is experiencing a shear modulus. So before go to shear modulus, you are getting idea of stress. Remember, shear stress, shear strain. Why? Because you know modulus is actually equal to stress by strain. I am not going to ask again questions. Again 10 minutes will go. So if I ask you what is stress, everyone keep quiet. and then again I have to give. So stress means, you know, it's force per unit area. Correct? Yeah. Strain is change in dimension. That is what we got: longitudinal strain, bulk strain, and shear strain. So in this case, you can see that there is an angle shifter or angle change, that uh, when the velocity increases, we are continuing from laminar flow, when the velocity increases in upper layer pulled forward with a shear stress. Shear stress is the reason for that pulling. Then as a result, there's a change in displacement. Change in displacement of that glass plate. So it has changed up to delta x. Clear? Okay. So you can now continue writing under viscosity. Consider the above figure. Above figure means I hope you should have the figure in you. Others, those who do not draw. It is on page number 259. Page number 259. Figure 10.14. Page number 259. So those who have not drawn, you can mention. Consider the figure in page 259, 10.14, because I'm not repeating again that thing. Clear? Consider the figure so and so. The upper surface of the glass plate, upper surface of the glass plate, upper surface of the glass plate pulled at a displacement of del x, pulled at a displacement of del x from its original position, that means the shape. Consider the figure, and after that, the upper portion of the fluid is pulled at a displacement of del x, at a displacement of del x, Next line. That means the shape ABCD, take the shape of shape ABCD.
Ma'am, is it original shape?
Original shape.
No, after original, what should be write?
From the start. That
No,
sentence you
ma'am.
start.
After a displacement of delta x.
From its original position. Okay. Next line. That means shape ABCD changes into shape AEFD, shape AEFD, for a short time interval, delta t, for a short time interval delta t. Thus, it experiences a shear stress. It experiences a shear stress. Shear stress due to change in strain. Change in strain. Change in strain. Okay. So below that you can write. We have, below that, we have velocity is equal to S by T. We have velocity is equal to S by T in one-dimensional motion. We have velocity is equal to S by T in one-dimensional motion. Thus, velocity of the fluid here, thus velocity of the fluid here is delta x by delta t, delta x by delta t, delta t due to change in orientation of, due to change in orientation of glass plate. Change in orientation of glass plate. Assume shear strain is, assume shear strain is del x by L. Assume shear strain equal to del x by L, where L is the original position. L is the original position and del x is the change in position. Del x in change in position. Thus, in time delta t, shear strain is equal to del x L delta t. Del x L delta t, that means V by L. That means V by L. Why V by L? I already given the answer, because velocity of the fluid is delta x by delta t. So instead of del x by delta t, we are substituting V. So we got shear strain. Thus viscosity of the fluid, is directly proportional to, viscosity of the fluid is directly proportional to shear stress and inversely proportional to shear strain. Inversely proportional to shear strain. And we represent viscosity. We can write directly proportional to shear stress. That we can write it F by A and inversely proportional to shear strain. You can write 1 V by L. By using proportionality constant, coefficient of viscosity, we represent another letter N. It is not N, it's just like an N with the one tail. This is known as ETA. It's a Greek letter eta. ETA. Just like mu, rho, you are getting another syllable, a Greek letter eta. So just draw the N and just extend the tail. So this is the representation of the viscosity or coefficient of viscosity. So combining this, we can write coefficient of viscosity. We can write coefficient of viscosity eta is equal to F by A divided by V by L. It is going to equal to the shear modulus actually. But in this case, we don't use shear modulus. The reason is that we are talking about fluid, not the solid. So that is why we are getting another term, viscosity eta. So eta is equal to F by A by V by L. So now just rearrange and you are getting equation FL by AV. So this is the expression to find out the coefficient of viscosity. So coefficient of viscosity is equal to force into original displacement or original length. Suppose it is a cylinder, then we have to consider the height of the cylinder. Suppose the object is a circle, then we have to consider the circumference of the circle. That's the one. And A is the area and V is the velocity of the fluid. Okay. So because of this objects are the objects in the fluid, it is trying to move. Then the fluid is trying to pull that object backward. So due to that, viscosity is generated, and that is why we are getting an equation eta is equal to FL by AV. And what is the SI unit? SI unit is another name of a scientist. SI unit is Poiseuille. SI unit of coefficient of viscosity is equal to, so you have to look the spelling. This is not an English name, it's a French name. That's a Poiseuille. Poisciulle. That is the SI unit of viscosity, and we can represent as PL, just like a Pascal PA. So here it's going to be capital P, small l, PL. And this is the standard one. This is also you can represent in terms of the equation. You can see F Newton. F is Newton. Then this velocity we got in meter per second. No? So by applying that equation, that one in this equation, you will get another SI unit, that is Newton S per meter square. Newton second per meter square. And in terms of pressure, you can write Pascal second also. So these are the SI units of viscosity. Poiseuille, PL, or Newton second per meter square, or Pascal second. In terms of why it is Pascal, because we are applying the pressure equation. F by A is actually pressure, correct? If you just take it F by A, it is actually equal to the pressure. So that is why Pascal. Then L by V, you can take length is meter, velocity is meter per second, no? So meter S raised to minus 1. So what happened? This meter cancel, S goes up. So it becomes S. That is why it becomes Pascal second. Okay. So that is why you are getting equation like Newton second per meter square. So L by V, M by meter S to the power of minus 1. mm get cancelled and s you take it up. So this equation you can get it applying pressure into L by V actually. So it become Pascal second. So we are not studying about pressure at the time being, because we are now discussing only one term, viscosity. So when you come to Bernoulli's theorem, the pressure also will come in this. Clear? Okay. So that is about it. Okay. Then from this, what you understand? Coefficient of viscosity can be changed depending upon how much force you apply. How much force apply in the liquid. What is the displacement? And it can reduce if area is decreasing or area is increasing, viscosity decreases. And velocity, if velocity increasing, viscosity decreases. That is natural, because viscosity is the resistivity. I mean, it is a resistance. So if the liquid is moving with the more velocity, naturally the viscosity become less. Okay, so these are the factors. What I'm saying is, similarly aeroplane. In the beginning, take on time. So if you suppose aeroplane started flying, take off time. It's okay, take on time. Take on time, beginning, you will experience a jerk. Majority aeroplane, they sometimes you feel a jerk, because the velocity of that aeroplane movement first is very less. Okay. After running through the runway, you know it runs nearly 1 kilometer up to before take on. So why aeroplane is running on the runway? In order to overcome the viscosity in the air when it take on. Are you getting me that point? That is the reason aeroplane is running for around 1 kilometer it runs. Then only it goes up. Similarly, when it is landing, it cannot stop at a stretch. It has to run. And in that, not only that, one is you have to get the velocity in order to overcome the friction of air. Another reason, it is running in order to get overcome the frictional force between the land and the aeroplane. During take on time, aeroplane runs on the runway. Two things: in order to overcome the friction on the surface. Another thing, in order to overcome the friction in the air while it is going up. So once it run, what happened? Kinetic energy increases. Once kinetic energy increases, the velocity of that increases. As a result, when it is rising up, it can overcome the viscosity of the air. That means this equation tells you, as velocity increases, viscosity decreases. As velocity decreases, viscosity increases. This is the same thing we are happening when you climb on the boat. First, the people will push that boat. You have seen in movies, no? That is fishing boat, our ordinary fishing boat. First, people will push that fishing boat into the water some distances. Then they will run and climb into the fishing boat. Then only the boat will start moving. You must have observed these things in old movies. Just to watch Chemmin. It's an old movie, Malayalam movie. Chemmin is the story of that fishing people. You can see so many occasions. The actors are pushing that boat, and they are running in the water and jumping into the boat, and they are moving. They are rowing the boat. Okay. So for everything, this is a factor. So I hope you understood the importance of viscosity. So you can write factors affecting viscosity. Factors affecting viscosity. I'm not giving much explanation, you just name it. By looking at the equation, you should know what it is. Force, applying force, the displacement of the object, applying force, displacement of the object, area of the object, and velocity of the fluid. velocity of the fluid. And apart from this, there is another factor we are not discussing now, temperature. But since all these factors affecting, these factors can be affected with another outside factor is temperature. If temperature increases, what happened to viscosity? Temperature decreases, what happened? You already know in aeroplane, due to climatic conditions, during foggy day, aeroplane find it difficult to run. Correct? Similarly, in a turbulent sea, when there's a cyclone and the rain, it's very hard for the fishing boat to sail and the ships to sail. So temperature is a factor. So write down next point. Fifth point, temperature. So I'll give you how the temperature affect liquids and air differently. It does not affect equally. The effect of temperature on liquid different, effect of temperature on air is different. So you can write down the viscosity of liquids decreases. Viscosity of liquids decreases with the temperature. Viscosity of liquids decrease with the temperature. Decrease with temperature. While it increases in the case of gases. Increases in the case of gases. In liquids, viscosity decreases with temperature, but in the case of gases and air, it is increases. In the case of gases. Okay, so that is about viscosity. Now, on the basis of viscosity, we are moving on to another important law, Stokes law. What do you mean by Stokes law? So Stokes law also in the name of a scientist, George G. Stokes. Okay, George G. Stokes in 18th century. So he is the English scientist. And what is the reason for this Stokes law? Stokes law will give you the amount of viscous force. So you have seen a viscosity F is over there, correct? So we can also calculate if there is no pressure. Pressure is not a matter. Pressure is not a matter. Then we can find out the viscous force F in the absence of the pressure with this equation, because this equation does not contain the term pressure. So that is why Stokes law is used for. And why we have to use this force, especially in the case of natural phenomena, rainfall. How does rain fall with a constant velocity? You see, the beginning from the sky, and as we come towards the earth, the velocity of the rain is not same. Beginning velocity of the raindrops are less, but as it come closer to the earth, it falls with a more force. One reason you can say gravitational force, you can say that's correct. There's a chances of gravitational force. Apart from this, there is viscosity of the raindrops also is a matter. And with what velocity the rain is falling. So that is also is a matter. So on the basis, he has found out the equation. So, and this equation determines the law, Stokes law. Okay, so you can write down. Falling of raindrop, falling of raindrop, falling of raindrop, and swinging of a pendulum. Swinging of a pendulum. Swinging of a pendulum. Swinging of a pendulum are some common examples of common examples of effect of viscosity in fluids. Pendulum is air and rain is liquids. That's the reason. So in these cases, a relative motion. In these cases, a relative motion between the different layers of the liquid. Between the different layers of the liquid is set. Liquid is set. And as a result,
Ma'am,
yes.
can you say the sentence again?
In these cases, a relative motion. In these cases, a relative motion between the different layers of fluid. Between the different layers of fluid is set. And as a result, the body experiences a drag force. Bracket, you can also write another word, retarding force. Retarding force means opposing force. Thus, viscous force is proportional to the velocity of the object, but in opposite to the direction of motion. So this is some cases like rainfall. As they're going on increasing velocity, gradually viscous force increases, but towards the end, it reduces. Okay, viscosity reduces. So that is the reason it is opposite to the direction of motion. That means either velocity will be negative or force will be negative. So we consider retarding force, and since it's a viscous force is a resistive force, we can consider in this case viscous force can be a negative value, but we only talk about the magnitude. So when you talk about magnitude, we forget about the negative sign. Okay. So according to Stokes law, viscous force, you don't have to learn the derivation, you only have to learn this equation. According to Stokes law, viscous force F is equal to 6 pi eta AV. So this is used to find out the viscosity. If you can find out the viscous force, you can find out the viscosity of the fluid. 6 pi eta AV. This is also a big derivation, but you don't have to study. So we only learn this. So according to Stokes law, you have to give me, how do you explain the Stokes law? You can say according to Stokes law, the viscous force is proportional to the velocity of the fluid, but it acts in opposite direction. Thus, viscous force is equal to F is equal to 6 pi eta AV. Okay. So, This is about the viscous law, and this is what is happening in the case of a fall of a rain. So how can you find out this velocity? So we are going to learn another equation. How can you find out velocity then? So either the velocity should be given to you when you do the application problems. Otherwise, we have to find out. So for that, we consider the cases of a rain droplets. So you can find out the next heading. Children, do you want a break? 5 minutes? Do you want a break? 5 minutes? Yes or no?
Ma'am.
Okay. So can you join by 4:20? Because I know it's physics, very hard. Can you join by 4:20 then? 5 minutes enough? Okay. Because I am also not, because I know by looking at your face, I feel uh, something is hard. Is this topic very hard to you? Huh? Okay, wait 1 minute.